Hey y'all, I hope everybody's having a great night. It's 8:44 and I hope everybody had a great day today. So somebody had asked me, how is it that I'm getting through this and why does it look so easy? I guess they meant to say like, why I look peaceful in a way? Like, how am I getting through my days after going through 5 years of abuse and I'm dealing with a narcissistic man? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I smoke and I drink here and there, but you really want to know how I'm getting through it? With God. I'm getting through it with God. I'm getting through it with praying. I'm getting through it with reading my Bible. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but God has been getting me through this. Honestly, I never thought that I would ever leave that situation. If I'm being honest, I was going to stay with him for the rest of my life until my kids grew up. But at the same time, I was so miserable that wasn't an option for me. I wasn't going to let it be an option. I didn't want my kids to grow up with a miserable mother. And I didn't want my kids to grow up thinking that it's okay for you to put your hands on women or for women to put their hands on men or, to deal with a cheater or a narcissistic person. I just didn't want that for them. And my daughter is 4 years old. She'll be 5 this year. And she did see a lot of the things that I went through. Sadly. I just thank God that it hasn't really affected her in a big way. Because a lot of the times, I hid a lot of the times whenever I was hurt or whenever he was going to hurt me or anything like that. He would make sure that the kids weren't around. Anyways, the point of the video is, y'all, it hasn't been easy. This hasn't been easy at all. This journey hasn't been easy. I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I don't even know how I wake up and I deal with the day and I give the kids a bath and I feed them 3-4 times a day and I have to take care of myself and clean the house and stuff like that. You guys know that this isn't my house. This is my parents' house, my father's house, and my parents took me in. My mom, she is my stepmom. You guys didn't know, but she's been my mom since I was 2 years old, so she's my mom. But yeah, my parents took me in, and they're giving me a hand until I can get on my feet again. But like I said, it hasn't been easy. What's been getting me through it is God and praying. So, yeah. Also, this is going to be part 1 of some of the things that I dealt with when I was in an abusive relationship. So, for starters, I met my kid's father when I was 19 and he was 24. In the beginning, everything was normal, like a regular relationship. But then probably like 4-5 months in, or even less than that, probably like 4 months in, I started to see that he was texting other women, entertaining them, whether it be a conversation or him trying to get a conversation out of them. And then it just started to escalate. After I got pregnant with our first daughter, I started to see like who he really was. He was from a different city than I was. We lived an hour away from each other, and we met on Facebook. Anyways, while I was pregnant with my daughter, everything was pretty smooth. He was treating me amazing. He would take me out to eat and bring me flowers. Just act like he was being there. For the whole 9 months, we did live with each other. But he was acting like normal, like I thought that I was in the clear when it came to him cheating or talking to other women and things like that. So I gave him a chance and I stood with him. The same day I went to give birth to my daughter, I didn't know it at that time, but I gave birth to her. He wasn't supportive at all. I had to have somebody drive my mom an hour away to the hospital to be with me and support me because he wouldn't rub my back or rub my feet or do anything for that matter. Honestly, half the time he wasn't even there. And when he was there, all he'd do was like rub my head a little, and he was on his phone most of the time. I ended up giving birth to my daughter. I did have to get a little bit of stitches and stuff like that. When we came back home after staying in the hospital for 2 days, he had left a laptop open. At the time, it was my laptop. He had his Facebook on it. We had came home. He said he wanted to watch a movie, whatever. My family had came to see the baby. After everybody left, we ate dinner, and I went to go put the movie on the laptop. And when I opened the laptop, his Facebook was on it, on messages. It was already on Messenger. And this man was texting like 20 women. And I'm not embarrassed to say anything that I'm going to tell you guys now or in the future, because it's my story. I'm the one who's living it. I'm the one who's telling you. And I'm not ashamed. I loved someone more than myself at one point. And yeah, with that being said, I seen the messenger and it had like 20 messages in there. And he was basically texting girls the whole time while he was sitting next to me in the hospital while I was giving birth. That's why he wasn't rubbing me or giving me much attention, because he was texting females while I was pushing out a kid. After that, I still kept giving him chances and chances, you know. But after that, we took a little bit of space. He stood at his mom's for a couple days. And eventually I let him come back. My baby was probably like a week old. And it just started to get worse, y'all. Fast forward to some months later. The whole time, we're physically hitting each other at this point. I wouldn't be able to touch his phone or do anything because he'd snap right away. Or at that point, he had me angry, so I didn't trust him, and I'd snap on him. Whether it be throw his phone, throw something at him, hit him with something, hit him physically. Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's right. But most of the time, I was like defending myself. So, anyways, I'm gonna have to make a part 2 on this. But fast forward some months later, he ends up moving with his mom. His mom would harass me. Every single time we'd get in an argument, we lived literally like 2 blocks away from her. She would come to my house and record me. Like narcissistic people do, to try to piss you off, you know? And get you out of character. He ended up moving in with her, and I lost our first apartment.